Ladies and gentlemen, I know we are a day late and a dollar short, but we got a lot to talk about tonight. Biden's approval rating is dropping. Trump is back in front of the same judge in the E. Jean Carroll case yet again. We also have Nikki Haley, of course, admitting that Democrats are giving her money and a lot of other things that we need to really get into, because this is an election year, ladies and gentlemen. We are not even through January, and it is heating up very rough. Let's go ahead and hit the start.
Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test. If only I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like, and find your limits, don't be rigid, always work towards a prime. Surround yourself with open minds, people can change your life. A few friends with intent can help you feel alive. Find a passion, take some action, and with a little time, just be patient, make a statement, try to enjoy your life. They'll try to kick you while you're down. They wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt. They're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing, won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless. I'll make it look like I'm losing, won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless.
What's going on, Davey?
Hi, kids. Welcome to another episode of The World's Going to Shit.
And we're only on the ride.
And dude, it is January 19th. And so much is happening. We have the Trump trial for E. Jean Carroll that is just wild. I'm trying to find the transcripts from it. The judge is acting like a lawyer.
Uh-huh.
The judge is acting like E. Jean Carroll's lawyer. And listen, I understand this woman is crazy, E. Jean Carroll, that is. But like, there's just some things that are just so off about her. She has a house in the woods with like cats she talks to. Like, she's a Looney Tune. This woman is a Looney Tune, and she's a certain age. And like, literally, they're trying to get him for libel for just calling her a Looney Tune. That's it. It's not liable like, E. Jean Carroll, her column is wrong. She's always wrong. She committed crimes and this. No, that's libel. Calling her the Looney Tune that she is, that's what they're trying to get him on. And it is wild. The judge is just like, he's telling Trump's lawyer every time she objects that like she's not here to make a speech, that every time she's like, this is part of our cross-examination. She's like, no, so what? And it's like, it's wild. And they're telling Trump he's talking too loud in court. They're telling Trump he's talking too loud in court. Like, not to talk, whispering. He's whispering too loud in court and they can hear him. Like, and they're telling Trump like, oh, well, we can, I won't allow you here for the rest of the trial. And he's like, okay.
So
fine with me. Like,
I'm supposed to be campaigning.
and they're like, we're screwed either way. Like, if we keep him here, he's just gonna keep talking, and we don't like that. But if we let him go and not let him back in, he's gonna go campaign, and we don't want that either. What do we do? Like, you guys are just dumb. You guys are just dumb, and I am so here for the dumbness of them.
Well, see, this whole trial is the second E. Jean Carroll trial. Okay, now this is the same judge. This is the same lawyer for E. Jean Carroll. In the first case, where the judge told Trump's lawyer, Joe Tacopina, that he can't make his point. He needs to move on. Every time Joe Tacopina tried to make a point or object, he's like, nope, move on. How can you have a fair trial if the judge is not even going to let you defend your client?
No.
And it's the same shit. It's just a different defense lawyer this time. And Alina, I don't know if Alina's just going. She's a feisty one. I mean, if you've kept up with the Fannie Willis thing,
a little bit. I haven't kept up with it too much, but I've heard bits and pieces of it. I know they're trying to.
No, I'm sorry, it's not the Fannie Willis one. It's the Letitia James one.
No, I haven't heard about that Letitia James one.
Yes, it is these fucking guys. No, that's the one where they already found him guilty before he went to court. They're just trying to find out how much he owes because he inflated his assets and somehow Mar-a-Lago's worth $18 million. In that case. And his Parkland apartments or something like that, Parkview apartments or something like that in New York is only worth like $64,000 a piece. When you can when on Zillow they're worth millions. You know, it's that case, right?
Yeah, we looked it up last week where an apartment was going for like a couple $1 million. Just one apartment was going for like $42 million, and you're telling me Trump's overinflating? And by the way, the banks are the ones who tell you how much your place is worth.
Yep.
You know how many times I told the credit card companies to make $300,000 and the credit card company is still like, no, you don't. You're just getting $5,000 limit. That's it. I'm sorry. That's not what you make. We got your social security card. We got your social security number. We looked you up. That's not how much you make. You're only getting this. I'd tell them I'm making $1 million and then go for it and give me $100,000 credit limit. Okay. Is that how it goes? No, it's not how it goes at all. But
nope,
they're making it seem like Trump is the be all end all of it and the banks don't have any say in it. But you got people who will believe all this garbage and nonsense and won't look it up or listen to any of the things that you wonderfully, portray to the people of on Voice of the People and show them the idiocy of our government.
Oh. Now that's gonna have to be an off-label segment or Rumble and X segment. We can't do this on YouTube because let's just put it this way. They have openly admitted that keeping the border wide open, your death and destruction, the death we've seen through fentanyl, the destruction of your way of life, is a Biden policy, and therefore they cannot impeach Mayorkas for it. They admitted it. It's fucking wild.
And the fact that they want more money and more people to make sandwiches is great. It's the greatest quote I've ever heard.
Not only do you have, oh God, what was it, that pink-haired bitch on The Views saying who's gonna scrub your toilets?
Oh, it was Kelly Osbourne.
Yeah. She's like, who's gonna scrub your toilets, Donald Trump? And everybody's like, wait, no, that's not what I mean.
But that's not what I was saying. I wasn't talking about that.
But then no. Not only do you have that, you have Jerry Nadler saying your fruit will rot in the ground without illegals picking your fruit. And now they're saying in this fucking hearing, in the Mayorkas one that just passed not too long ago, they're saying, hey, we need these people for cheap labor so they can make your sandwiches for you because apparently you don't want to do that yourself, America. And we're the racists. My God.
The people who talk about racism the most are the racist people. If you just let them talk, this is why I disagree with people not like. The problem isn't that he raises the value; he devalues his property on and off. That's the fraud part. What do you mean how does he devalue his property? He just allows
the bank registers how much the property is. If there was any fraud committed, it was done by the bank itself, not him. There's no way you can tie that back to him because the bank says how much your property is worth, not you. Like I said, like it's been said, I could say this house is worth $1 million. Is the bank going to listen to me? Fuck no. The bank comes in with an appraiser. The bank says, no, this is only worth about 100,000. That's it. It has nothing to do with Trump as far as their bullshitting is concerned. It's all a fucking... How the hell is Mar-a-Lago worth 18 million, dude? Come on. You know damn well that's bullshit. Stop with the whole... I know what you're trying to say, Joseph. I'm not trying to be an asshole, but stop with the whole Trump derangement syndrome and think about it if it was your fucking properties. Think about it if it was you. Think about if you were doing this, if you were going through this and the bank was the one that was supposedly raised or lowered the value of your properties or anything like that. And you had nothing to do with it because you have to go through the banks to get this done. Think about how you would feel if some woman who hated you, who had a whole campaign about just prosecuting you, came up and said, before you even went to trial, you're guilty. Now let's find out how much you have to pay. Think about it for a second. Just stop with the I hate Trump shit. I hate Trump too. And put yourself in that position. That's what's going on with this. A lot of people are all, but Trump's an asshole. Trump's an asshole. Trump's this, Trump's that, Trump's this. No, motherfucker, put yourself in his position. For once. Put yourself in that position. Would you want Letitia James saying, I hate you, therefore you're already guilty. Let's find out how much you owe this state. By the way, if he overinflated his assets, he had to pay property tax on top of that asset that they overinflated, which means New York City owes him a fuck ton in overpaid taxes. You think I'm kidding? Look at the fuck up. He paid property taxes on that inflated price, so therefore New York City owes him a fuck ton in property taxes. You think they got that money? They're already dealing with this immigrant crisis shit. You think they got that fucking money?
Oh, you mean where where is it?
I rent. I have shit. That's what I'm saying, dude.
Where here, let's this
He's
New York?
accused of cheating. No, he was found guilty before he went to court of cheating. This is a whole trial to find out how much he owes. Letitia James admitted that. But anyway, Dave isn't racist. He can't be racist. Like me, he's a POC. That's from my wife. I find it funny that all these corrupt judges and DAs exposing themselves just to get so-called Trump, or just to get Trump. This is a congratulations, you played yourself situation going on. Yes, it is.
You mean this New York right here?
Oh, yeah.
New York governor, 2.4 billion.
Scrolling so we can see it. It's like small on the screen there. Hold the control key and move the mouse wheel up. There we go.
New York governor, $2.4 billion allocated to migrant crisis, but more needed.
$2.4 billion already.
With a B. That's just the starting point, folks. That's just where they're going to start. New York Governor Kathy Hochul proposed on Tuesday $2.4 billion in state funds to help deal with the sharp increase of migrants arriving to the state, but said that more help was needed in order to properly care of this crisis. I'm sorry. Is New York not a sanctuary city? Or a sanctuary state? So shouldn't they have funds already allocated for this?
Yes.
So why would they need more money?
What about Chicago? Isn't Chicago setting up the internment camps, or I'm sorry, migrant camps off the taxpayer dime?
No, that was Trump. Remember? That was Trump.
This just fucking started. One's permanent, and they're setting up two other. No, it's three. One is actually a permanent fucking building. The other ones are like tent camps. There was a dude on X who had a video where he acted like a migrant, walked in, they were starting to catch on, and he started running through the damn thing, literally caught it on a film, sat down like he was actually a migrant, and just started recording everything. This is a problem. And like I said, in that Mayorkas impeachment thing that happened, what was it, Wednesday, Thursday? Thursday,
Dude,
something. Well, I went
was
through
it
the
this
whole
week
damn
already?
thing. Yes, it was this week.
It felt like 2 weeks ago.
It was the Homeland Security hearing that happened this week. It was like Wednesday or Thursday. I watched the entire thing, all of it, all 4.5, 5 hours of the damn thing. They literally admitted several fucking times that this is the Biden administration policy, and because it is a policy of the Biden administration, you cannot impeach Mayorkas for it. It is a policy that the border remains wide open. Of course, we've seen the videos of them cutting down the razor wire, lifting it up and waving people through, opening up the gates that exist for people to get through, removing the containers, removing the buoys. It's obvious.
And it gets better. And it gets better. What they're trying to do, and I know we're going to talk about this later on Rumble, but what they're trying to do now with mandating that they let them back to the border and 19 states joining Texas and going, no.
Mm-hmm.
Just going, no. It's insane. I don't understand why we are allowing this. Like, once again, they're not legal. It's not legal immigration. You're not coming through, and I don't care how much they say it. Once again, the more they tell you, if only the Japanese had realized how impossible it was to control America's borders back in World War II, they could have just walked in. Yeah. Yeah.
Like I've said before, why would I send a single bullet? Why would I send a single weapon of war if you were going to let my people into your country with open arms and give them everything they need to pay themselves?
It's I don't know, man. It's and the fact that you're having people in Congress sit there and tell you that that's not happening and they're just bull-faced lying to you. How do they have 12 million interactions, and it's going up. It keeps going up. It's the most in the two Obama administrations and the Trump administration. For everybody who
all
loved
of them combined, yes.
Yeah, and for everybody who loved Obama and hated Obama and whatnot, they called him the deporter in chief.
Mm-hmm.
They said that Obama deported more people under his administration than ever before. So, I mean, and I just it's crazy where we are in 2024.
See, here's the thing. They're trying to work around that too, saying that Biden is deporting more people than Trump ever did, as far as that's concerned. However, let's think this through logically. Okay, you're deporting more people, but we have 12 million border encounters since you've been president, and you're deporting more people than Trump. How many other motherfuckers are in this country illegally? Seriously, you've got 10 times the amount that have illegally crossed under Trump, who was the lowest illegal border crossings ever recorded in modern history. But yet you somehow, you're deporting more people.
I mean, look at the picture I just put up. How do we know? How do we know? Let me see if I can. I don't know if I can.
Non-U.S. citizens document validating using CBP1 technology. Yeah, these motherfuckers have smartphones. They have clothing, brand new clothing. They're given everything across the border. As soon as they walk into this country, they're given $5,000 checks. They're given a date to appear for their amnesty for 7 years in advance, and then sent on the way.
Well, Dave Rubin took this picture, and it says, notify the TSA that you are a migrant. The TSA will take a photo. Optional.
Yep.
Optional. If requested, provide your alien identification number or there's no space. It's just biographic information. There's no space in there. So whoever wrote this, like, good job proofreading. Follow officer instructions. Photo capture is voluntary. You cannot go to a airport without a government issued ID.
Right.
You cannot get on a plane without a government issue ID. You may
You remember when you
decline
couldn't walk into a restaurant without having a vaccine passport?
or a mask, unless you were 4'11", then it didn't matter. You may decline to have your photo taken. If you do not wish to have your photo taken, please notify the TSA officer. You must still provide your alien identification. My God, the punctuation and all, somebody they must have had a limit on letters, because notification number, there's no space in between. Photo taken, no space in between. I mean, if you didn't see the background of an airport, you'd think this was like photoshopped or not real. Or biographical information to the TSA. Even if you don't have your photo taken, CBPQ only verifies the information you previously provided to CBP, and will not, once again, no space, store your information. Will not store your information. You're coming here illegally, and they will not store your information.
Yet as soon as you use anything here in the United States, your information is tracked and stored and sent to the government, especially if you said Trump is good.
If you would like more additional information about this pilot, please ask a TSA. I don't even know what that says.
They're
Something
probably
for more
deporting
information.
Americans. I mean, that could be true. That could be true.
I just don't. Why? Like, what you have to, the shit we have to do to go to an airport, to go to a restaurant, we had to do to go to a restaurant, and you don't have. We're not going to take your information. We're not going to do any of that. We're just going to allow you to come in, not take your picture, not do, not store your, like. When did this become okay? When did we vote for this?
We never did.
When was this voted on?
We never did. Here's what happened. Trump bad. Everybody voted against Trump. What did you know about Biden's fucking policies before he walked into office? Not a damn thing. You just knew from the Democrat, from the primaries, that he said, surge the border, because when I'm president, I'll make you all legal U.S. citizens. And if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. That's it. That's all you know about Biden's policies while he was running, because he campaigned from the basement. They hid this man away. Because if you saw what he was before you voted, there is no way in hell you would have voted for him in the first damn place. Let's see. They welded the gates open to the wall and sued every time states lock their borders down. We see the treason and see the weakness of the Republicans, who will do nothing but talk. Correct, Polar? You've been there the entire time. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You were there when I lost my shit. That my wife got mad at me because I started screaming and yelling. Like, shit. They said, it's the Biden policy. You can't impeach Mayorkas for a policy. And I was just like, I lost it. I was like, there ain't no fucking way. You're telling me everybody's death because of fentanyl coming across the border, flooding this country with illegal aliens. Everything we've been saying that you said is a right-wing conspiracy theory, you motherfuckers just admitted. And now it's a policy of the Biden administration. And you can't impeach a dude for not doing his job because it's a policy of the Biden administration. The fuck? But yeah. All right. We still got a good bit of that. That was supposed to be the Rumble segment, so let's continue that on Rumble and X, because there's a lot more to that one. However, let's go ahead and hit this one real quick. Let me bring it up. Ladies and gentlemen, add to the stage. Biden's approval rating drops to 33%, lowest of any president in past 15 years. A poll conducted by ABC News and the Washington Post ahead of Iowa caucuses has found that Joe Biden has the lowest approval rating of any president in the past 15 years at just 33%. Additionally, only 33% of Americans have a favorable view of the president, which is less than even his predecessor, Donald Trump, who managed to eke out at 35%. Now that was after the lockdowns and everything like that, but because before the lockdowns, he was sitting a little less than 50. According to the poll, only 11% of Americans strongly approve of Biden's job in office compared to 41% who strongly disapprove. So, okay, 11% strongly approve. I want to meet these 11% and smack you straight in your fucking face. Not say a word, just smack the fuck out of you and walk the fuck away. I will walk up and say one word. I'll smack you in the face and say Biden and walk the fuck away.
You know where they are, right? They're the ones whose parents voted for them, so they have no idea. They're the ones.
It's the influencers that Biden paid to go on shit like TikTok, like Harry Sisson and Chris Mowry and all them.
Under the desk.
It's them.
Who quickly just went, I don't work for them. That's not what happened. Next question.
They pulled like 1,000 people, and apparently 110 of them are Biden fucking paid shills. But yeah, 33% approval figure includes those who say somewhat approve. Okay, look, I will admit this. The only good thing I have ever seen come out of this administration yet is the Chips and Science Act. You're bringing technology, you're bringing the manufacturing of the silicone chips and everything. You're bringing manufacturing of that back here. I'm good. I'm okay. You doing that? Great. It's cool. That's the only thing. The Inflation Reduction Act, we print more money. Okay, like I've said before, if the mass printing of money got us into this problem with inflation, how is the mass printing of money going to get us out of this problem with inflation? That's what the Inflation Reduction Act does. It prints more money and does nothing. The Infrastructure Act, I'm sorry. What are we doing getting electric buses with USB ports to charge your phone? Meanwhile, what is that with the Tesla graveyard in Chicago?
Because Chicago. They
can't charge it?
Yeah, no. The temperature fell below freezing, so I mean, I'm sorry. What do you have to do to a diesel engine when it's really cold out?
You have to warm it the fuck up.
Oh yeah, that's right. You got to plug it in and warm it up. So and that uses a combustion engine, and you have to warm it up. What do you think it's going to do to a battery? What happens? Oh, I said this on Business Party yesterday. You ever been out in the heat and all of a sudden your phone just shuts off because it's too hot? You ever been in the cold and your phone just shuts off because it's too cold? Yeah, that's what happens with a battery.
Mm-hmm.
When it extremes on both sides, your battery stops working. And then what happens when you're done with that battery? What happens? Because a battery's only got so many charges. And then what? You got to throw it away. You ever take, Rich, I got a question. What do you do with your batteries when you're done with them?
I throw them away.
Where?
Trash can.
Well, I believe on it. It says don't throw these away in the trash can. I believe that you have to take them like to Best Buy and put them in a certain area because that's the only place I've seen it. But yeah, you're supposed to dispose of them in a certain kind of way.
Yeah.
How are we supposed to dispose of giant car batteries? And where do they go?
Apparently Best Buy.
Dude, I want to. And I bought the the Anchor.
Listen to this. I read about Trump's trial. James filed a motion for summary judgment. That only works when the evidence clearly indicates you're fucked. That's common in civil trials, not illegal. All right, here we go. Joseph, I want you to follow that man. That's Robert Govea. He's an actual lawyer. He goes through each and every single one of these motions, every single court document that drops in these cases. He goes through the transcripts of everything. Listen to it. Listen to the insanity that comes out of all this shit. He's actually how I found out the Dominic Pizzola motion for mistrial, where at least 50 either federal informants or agents were found instigating in the crowd, not just sitting there observing. They were instigating the crowd. Yeah, he was going through that as well. Follow that man. Listen to, you can watch some of the videos on the Trump shit. Listen to what's going on in these cases. It's no. You listen to it. You listen to the transcripts he goes through from the people who are actually fucking in these courtrooms dictating this shit as it goes along. You listen to these documents as he's reading it out as a lawyer. No. There's no fucking way. Not to mention the fact that Letitia James, the woman in the principal law clerk in that case was actually campaigning for Letitia James to be elected so she can sue Trump, and now she's a principal law clerk passing Engeron notes and pretty much directing the court the way that happens. Yet she was campaigning for there's a lot of conflict of interest in all of this shit going on, and it is completely obvious once you actually start to see even just a little bit of this bullshit. It is completely obvious that this is all trash. Every fucking bit of it.
I can't believe I can't find those transcripts.
Not to mention the fact that the Fani Willis case. Oh my God. Nathan Wade has been taking money from the fucking Fulton County, Georgia, that she's paid for so he can take her on vacation. He was brought into the case on November 1st, and on November 2nd, he files for divorce. Get this shit. We don't have anything on this, but this is what was brought up by Robert today. Get this shit. She is being sued, or she's being subpoenaed to come into the divorce case for Nathan Wade and his wife Joycelyn, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fani says, no, because I'm the DA. You can't subpoena me to come into the court. I have nothing to do with this. Besides, Joycelyn cheated on Nathan. Now, in her response, she's like, I have nothing to do with the case. I don't know about their relationship or anything, but Joycelyn cheated on Nathan. And then Joycelyn's like, no. He was brought into your case on November 1st. He filed for divorce on November 2nd. And how the hell do you not have privy information of our relationship if you think I cheated on you? Or if I cheated on him? You don't have any information? You're not involved in this? How the hell do you think I cheated on him? I mean, it's a great fucking question, is it not? If you don't know about the relationship, how do you know any infidelity happened? But yeah, that shit's getting fucking weird. But for her to be like, no, nobody's above the law, but I'm above the law because I'm the DA of a fucking county in Georgia. It's weird, man. It's fucking weird. And the fact that she gave almost $1 million to Nathan Wade for him to take her out on vacations and shit. Somehow they're charging money saying they're working on a case while they're vacationing, I guess. I don't fucking know. The timing is weird. The amount of money is weird. There's nothing about this that makes any damn sense at all. If this is what breaks this shit the fuck open, I'm gonna fucking die. I really am. Some dude fucks another woman and now that woman's case is broken. Like,
But is it not weird that all these DAs are just fucking corrupt in
It's
all
not
these
weird.
cases? Is it
Dude.
not weird?
No, it's not weird. If you've been paying attention to any of these Senate hearings, dude, they have put so many people who are relaxed on pedophilia. on the fucking juries. State, federal, locals, they've done it. So many people who are relaxed on certain crimes are now your judges. There was a woman in New York who was admitted to the Supreme Court of New York who says she wakes up every morning hoping Trump people would die. And she's sits on the Supreme Court in New York. If you've listened to the Senate committee hearings about any of that, it's not surprising. It really is not. Davey looking up like a damsel in distress.
Dude, I'm so angry that I can't find that transcript. I'm so mad. Like it's infuriating because I had it and I thought I sent it to you and I thought
I didn't get it.
I thought I sent it to myself, but apparently I didn't because that transcript is fucking wild. It's wild.
Yeah, that's the one where Elena's like, "Hey, I object over this. No, sit the fuck down. Don't say nothing. You can't speak. I don't want to hear your speech." Yeah. It's the same judge, dude. It's the same judge.
It's insane though. Like to read it, you can actually just to read it, you can hear the partisan in the judge.
No, Nathan Wade. He is one of the special prosecutors in the Fannie Willis case for Georgia. Like I said, I linked him. Go watch that Robert Gouveia, dude. It's deep. It goes deep. But yeah. Go ahead.
They're all corrupt. It's just it's so like, and there's people who just go along with it and will quote and will quote like I was listening. What was I listening to today? I sent it to you. I was listening to one of the things with Jamie Raskin. Last 4 years of my life has a lot of me hearing mad sounding theories like, "Oh, come on, that sounds like a bit of far fetched." Then later, "Oh my God, it was all true. Someone broke the..." Yeah. Once again, we've been telling you this shit for how long? I know me and Biz have been doing this for almost 2 years in May. And we've been telling you all of this is bullshit. It's bullshit. Everything that the news tells you is bullshit. They will go watch the things. Like we've told you before, go watch what Trump says. You know, it's so disheartening. It really is disheartening that the news will lie to you so much. Especially like if you don't see that the news is lying to you when they tell you that Trump says he's going to be a dictator.
Only because he said only on day one because I'm going to close the border and drill. Like that's not dictator shit.
That's it. That's all he said. And then it turned into snowballed into he's going to kill people who like people of the same gender. It turned into I'm going to kill gay people. What? What?
And if you don't pay attention, you don't listen to this shit. If you just get your news from like one or two places or something like that, you believe this shit.
Oh, and I Googled, because the reason why I brought the E. Jean Carroll thing up is because in the transcript, it tells you that E. Jean Carroll was told to sue Trump by George Conway.
Yes.
That's how she
admitted it in court.
Yeah. She said it in court that George Conway told her while they were at a party that she should sue Trump. And that's how and then it just snowballed into this whole thing of where now Trump's liable for slander and all this stuff. But she didn't even think of it herself. George Conway had to tell her to do it.
The woman can't tell you the year it happened. She can't tell you the month, the date. The only thing she knows is Bergdorf, and everybody that was involved in Bergdorf at that time said, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. This never happened. And yet somehow, because the defense lawyer can't make any points, somehow he's found liable. Now he says, hey, she's crazy as shit, and he's back in court for it.
Yeah.
Come on. There is no fucking way in hell. There is no way in hell this is real in any way. But the only reason, it's real. But the there's no way it should legally stand. But the
No.
only reason it is legally standing is because it's Trump and everybody's supposed to hate Trump. Meanwhile, you got most of the fucking country behind the dude. I mean, let's talk about the Iowa caucus for a second. This motherfucker had like what was it, like 51% of the fucking votes in Iowa?
I think it was 50.6% of the vote. I think it was total.
Something close to that. The funniest part, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. The funniest part is I don't know who the fuck that Binkley dude is.
Who?
Rick Binkley or
Who?
something. Rich Bink. I don't know who the fuck he is, but he got more votes than Asa Hutchinson and Chris Christie combined. That's fucking hilarious. Dude, you need a skin graft for that fucking burn. All right.
I would only know Chris Christie because he was the governor of Jersey. I don't know who the fuck Asa Hutchinson is. I saw him on the debates, and he just barely got like 2 minutes to talk at all because nobody cared about him. And Chris Christie, they had a sandwich together. That's all I know. All I know is Chris Christie and Asa Hutchinson went to Jersey Mike's for a fucking sandwich. That's all I know.
He's the dude that looks worse than the Michelin Man that was up on stage trying to call Donald Trump Donald Duck. Like that's some kind of insult.
Oh, Chris Christie? Are you talking about
Yeah.
Chris Christie?
Yeah.
Fatso?
Oh,
Don't, if anybody wants to refer to him, Don, you made fun of people. I'm going to call you Donald Duck.
Yeah, that was basically it in a nutshell. Everybody's like, come on. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Chris. What'd you say?
But I do want to point this out. Now, after that, Nikki Haley goes out and she has this press release interview where she's like, Iowa proved that this is a 2-person race, and everybody's like, but you came in third. Motherfucker, she has Democrat fucking people voting for her. She has Democrat fucking money behind her. What she is saying to you is she knows full fucking well by some way Trump's going to be removed and it's going to be her and DeSantis. Do you want more of the same, or do you want a new generation of conservative leadership? Do you want
But
the same establishment in heels, or do you want the same establishment in heels that can't move their jaw?
But you have no proof that she's being held up by Democrats.
Oh,
I don't think there's no. How would
don't.
What proof do you have that she's being, put up there by Democratic leadership or anybody?
Well, let's just hear it.
Shit.
Andy Sabin joins us right now, a big donor for Nikki Haley. Andy, very good to have you. The numbers certainly indicate that it's not hurt her fundraising. I believe in the latest quarter, she raised $24 million, which is double what she raised in the quarter before, which was double what she had raised in the quarter before that. So the money train is still flowing and going. Are you worried, though?
Thank you, Neil, for having me, and Happy New Year. I didn't.
By the way,
actually have
I fucking love the fact that he's wearing a Magellan Christmas shirt from fucking Academy Sports. Okay, can I tell you that? I love the fact that was the first thing I saw was he was wearing a Magellan shirt from Academy Sports. I went, I saw that shirt on sale for $13.
large fundraiser on the 30th of January at a major apartment in New York City where we're raising a tremendous amount of money. Believe it or not, a number of it coming from Democrats.
When
I'm
you
sorry,
say
say that again?
apartment in New York City, whose apartment?
I can't tell you.
Say that shit again.
New York City where we're raising a tremendous amount of money. Believe it or not, a number of it coming from Democrats.
Oh, she's not Democrat funded. Never mind the fact that in Iowa, you can flip your registration, vote in the primaries, and then flip back the next day.
New Hampshire too.
There's actually like I think it's like 12 states where you can do that in.
By the way, he looks like the guy from the Fire documentary that said he would blow somebody for water. That's the second thing I thought. The first thing I was like, I know what that shirt is. Second thing is like, he looks like the guy who got fat. The guy from the fire documentary who said he'd blow somebody for water if he like gained like 60 pounds. I'm like, holy shit.
This
yeah.
is we literally have. All right, let's just be honest. They're gonna do something to disqualify Trump because they can't beat him. They can't beat him. They're gonna do something to disqualify this man. So it's gonna come down to Ron DeSantis or fucking Hillary Haley.
The man didn't even show up to the debates, and he won and he got 51%. I mean, to be, and this is what I've said before. If you
have more views with him talking to Tucker about stupid shit than the first fucking debate or the first GOP debate.
I've said it before. If you have a good track record, you don't have to tell people about your good track record. You won't have to keep telling everybody, oh, this is what I did when I was this, and I did this, and I did that, and this. No, people will know.
Yeah.
And the same thing with Trump. People realized it when their pockets were better. Did he do everything perfect? No. Is there a lot of things that I was mad at him about? Yes.
Oh, of course. I hate the dude. I hate him personally. He's an asshole. He's me.
Once again, he's from New York, so I like his attitude. I know exactly what his attitude is. But and being out in the Midwest and getting to know the people out here, they don't get that. They don't get that kind of sarcasm. I told my son's friend, if he leaves out soda, an open soda in my kitchen again, I'm gonna throw him down the stairs. And the kid almost went home. He's like, your dad said he was gonna throw me down the stairs. And Code looks at him and goes, dude, he was kidding. He was just playing around. And the kid was like terrified, like, no, your dad's gonna throw me down the stairs. I'm like, dude, I'm not gonna throw you. It was
That's
a joke.
when you should have just grabbed his ass up and held him above your head.
Listen, he was a portly little kid, so I wasn't able to pick him up. Trust me. He was a portly little fucker. He was like a ham, with legs. But yeah, he's an asshole. But you know what? He and the guy from JP Morgan Chase, I think I have it here, was saying that even though you didn't like him, everybody was able to afford more shit. I mean, come on, dude, I went to fucking Burger King yesterday. Right? I got a whatever, the Texas Whopper, whatever it was, and a small fry. You want to know how much a Whopper and a small fry was?
$15.
$14 for a burger, a fast food burger, and a fast food small fry.
Dude, the last time I went to Five Guys, I got a small cheeseburger, small order of fries, and a drink. $24. Me and my wife not too long ago would go to Five Guys and we both eat like big ass burgers and a huge thing of fries for $24. Now, just me, small cheeseburger, small fry, $24. I'd rather go to Connor's fucking steakhouse and spend that money.
Yeah. Yeah, it's insane. And I know people will bash.
Oh, you was complaining about the price of Mickey D's.
Whenever Rich gets mad, I do this neat trick where I turn off all of my lights and the living room turns pink. But listen to the JP Morgan Chase CEO. Is this on the
How do you see the U.S. economy playing itself out over the next 12 months? This is an election year. We've been talking a lot about what just took place in Iowa and trying to understand how the American public is going to feel about the economy may ultimately dictate how the president is decided.
Yes, I agree with that. I think it's a mistake to assume that everything's hunky-dory.
Mind you, he's wearing a Ukraine little fucking thing on his lapel.
A little Ukraine pin, yeah.
Yeah. On CNBC. He's not going to be allowed back on. Watch.
And, and when stock markets are up, it's kind of like this little drug we all feel. Like, it's just great, But remember, we've had so much fiscal and monetary stimulation. So I'm a little more on the cautious side that we are facing a lot of things in 24 or 25. And we mentioned Ukraine, the terrorist activity in Israel, the Red Sea, quantitative tightening, which I still question if we understand exactly how that works. I don't do how QE actually worked, what the effect.
I don't think you understand how the
zero
Federal
rates was for all
Reserve
this time,
works.
and obviously the politics, and and then the Ukrainian war is affecting oil, gas, food, migration. So you have all these very powerful forces that are going to be affecting us in 24 and 25. So if I was the government, I would be preparing for what I'm going to do about that, assuming things aren't good. And I just also want to point out, I wish the Democrats would think a little more carefully when they talk about MAGA, and if you travel this country, and the country's unbelievable. We took our bus trip this year, and Leslie Picker was on Spokane and Boise and Bozeman. People are growing. They're hungry to grow. They're innovating. It's everywhere. It's not just Silicon Valley. So we've got this great hand. But when people say MAGA, they're actually looking at people voting for Trump, and they think they're voting, and they're basically scapegoating them that you are like him. But I don't think they're voting for Trump because of his family values. Now, if you look, just take a step back, be honest. He was kind of right about NATO, kind of right about immigration. Mm-hmm. He grew the economy quite well.
China virus.
Tax reform worked.
Oh, China virus.
Right about some of China. I don't like what he did.
No, I said China virus.
Yeah, I understand. He may have been right. And I don't like
really?
how he said things.
I know.
But he called it such a China virus. The economy was good, but China virus, guys. The China virus.
He called
What
it
a
China virus. The
fucking
xenophobe.
wimp. What a fucking weaselly wimp. You China virus. he called my wife fat.
It's the
Everything
China
he's-
virus, like the Spanish flu. We should all be upset over the xenophobia. Shut the fuck up. I mean, just stop. For
Mexico.
Can we just literally, how about we all take a step back in our lives, realize that y'all are fucking retarded?
Yeah.
And then we can really engage once you realize you're retarded for all this shit. Because until then, I don't want to take you that seriously anymore.
I like the Kung Flu too. I like that one, Joe. That was my favorite, the Kung Flu.
Kung Flu.
But what he's saying is a great message to Democrats and people on that side. Just
I don't like, but he wasn't wrong about some of these critical issues, and that's why they're voting for him. And
He looks
I
like
think
me.
people should be a little more
How does he
respectful
look like
of our
me?
fellow citizens. And when you guys have people up here, you should always ask the why.
I wish I had his money.
I mean, you don't know your real dad, do you?
Yes, I do. He's dead.
Oh, sorry.
Unfortunately.
He's dead?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, because
Not
of
like
the
it's a binary thing. You're supporting Trump. You're not supporting Trump.
Why is it
Why
not
is-
I
working?
hate 75
Pause that.
million.
Trying to. But it's fucking mouse.
he died because they rolled back the $35 on insulin for people on Part D Medicare that Trump put out. You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
So his insulin went from $35 to $750 a week.
Oh, this was recently.
No, this is when Trump put it into.
No.
for him
I
to
mean, your
put it
dad.
under my dad. Yes,
Your
When
dad
Trump-
passed away recently. Was what I'm saying.
No,
Oh.
this was under the Trump administration.
Oh.
When Trump said, "Hey, insulin's going to be $35 for everybody on Part D Medicare," and then they're like, "No, we can't do that. That's not going to be a thing. Repeal it." And then it went from $35 to $750 a week. How a man who literally has no income because Social Security was taken from him by my fucking sister, who was claiming Social Security on him and pocketing that money. How's he going to afford $750 a week? I'm paying his fucking bills. I'm paying his bills. How can I afford $750 a week plus the $1,500 roughly that it took to pay for his bills? Thank you, Obamacare. Go fuck yourself. Yeah. My dad sat there and suffered. I sat there and watched. I found his body. I knew what was happening. I knew it was time. And I knew he just gave up. I went there one morning. He was in his chair. slumped over, touched him on the shoulder, and it's like, hey, Dad, I'm here. Went to the bathroom, came back, still in that same position. I was like, it's time, isn't it? And I went over there and I touched his arm, cold as ice. Tried to move his arm. It was stiff. Called the police and I was like, hey, my dad's passed away. He was a diabetic. Couldn't afford his insulin. He's been puking up blood and shitting all over the place. I think he's dead. Then the cops came over there and tried to accuse me of poisoning my father. I went the fuck off. I damn near went to jail for beating the shit out of the fucking cop that accused me of poisoning my fucking father. Yeah, that happened. Oh, you poor bugger. I'm sorry. I've been through a bit of that myself in the last few years. It's rough. It stays with you. Well,
Listen,
see, I knew it was coming. I was prepared for it. I knew it was coming. Look,
Yeah, but
here's the real thing. My dad he had another wife. My dad got married after him and my mom split up. She passed away 50 weeks to the day, 50 weeks before he did. He lasted almost a year after her. 2 more weeks, it would have been a straight fucking year. 14 days, exactly 14 days before, or 300, what is it? It's 351 days after she passed, so did he.
Do math?
Yeah, I can do math.
I can't do math. Listen, that's kind of when my grandfather passed away, and I thought I was ready for it too. Like I knew it was gonna go right. He had cancer, he had diabetes, he had everything. My grandmother was like forcing food. He had dementia, and I knew it was gonna happen. And when my mom called me and told me it happened, I lost it. All right, and I got they picked me up. I was in the middle of doing something at work. I didn't have my car. Picked me up. They took me back to my car. I got to my car, drove to my house, went and picked up, I believe, my then wife. It's weird to say then wife because it's been another one. Anyway, and then we went over to where my grandfather was, and my grandmother hadn't called the fucking cops yet to come pick him up. This was 3-4 hours after I was notified. My grandfather was laying there like the crypt keeper, like this. And I got to see him like that. And I was like, we calling the cops and we getting him out of here? What are we doing here? Like we can't, it's not a fucking mausoleum in this place. We can't just leave him propped up like that, like fucking one of those homies where they have him at the funeral home. We can't do that. Can we get him out of here, please? And my grandmother was just crying and didn't want to see him go and nothing. And boy, 24 hours changed because 24 hours after that, she was cursing his fucking name. I was like, what? You were just crying about him 24 hours ago, and now all of a sudden he's a fucking piece of shit. What the fuck just happened? I don't get it. I don't understand it. Like, my cousin, my uncles were taking pictures with him like he's like he was a wax statue. Like, yo, what the fuck are we doing here? This isn't fucking Madame Tussauds. Get Grandpa the fuck out of here. Let's do what we got to do.
That bereavement didn't last long.
No. That's one of the reasons why I don't talk to my grandmother, because every time I talk to her, she just belittled him and said how much she hated him and all this stuff. And I'm like, listen, if you perceived it as a bad, like you had the chance to leave, 1, 2, I didn't see any of this. This was not how I saw him. Okay. So for the 30 whatever years I was alive, to me, my grandfather was a great guy. He was my best friend. And I'm not going to sit here and have you belittle and talk shit about him now.
Well, see, all right, Polar does have a good point. He says, Davey, that's love. It is actually true. The ones that are in your life that are always there no matter what are the biggest ones to talk shit about you. To your face and behind your back, it don't matter. Even if the fact you pass, they're still going to talk shit about you and then say, God rest his soul.
She didn't even say that. She's like, I damn him to hell. Like, whoa, madam,
Whoa.
you had a fucking statue of Mary at her front door. Yeah, because that's what Puerto Ricans do. She had a statue of Mary with 2 candles, and she put $100 bill in there, and she gave Mary a shot every day because apparently Puerto Ricans think Mary needs to get drunk every day, and told me if I touched a $100 bill, she was going to beat me, and then I was going to meet Mary if I touched it. And like, this woman was God-fearing, all this, God bless, God this, God that. And all of a sudden he turned like, and he didn't, and this is the thing. She never said anything in his face. Like, she never told him like he was a piece of shit to his face or anything that I saw. So like, you're going to sit there and praise the person, and then turn around and just like, I hate that. If you're going to talk shit about me, do it to my face. All right, dude, talk shit to me about me to my face. And we could have it out if we need to have it out. But if you're gonna sit there and say something nice to me in my face and then turn around and behind my back you're gonna talk shit to me, I don't want nothing. I don't want you.
Kind of sleazy.
Yeah, I don't want nothing to do with you. So for her to sit there and after he's passed away, to talk shit about him and to say all these things, like, I get you're grieving and whatnot, but it just continued and continued and continued. Look at all this shit he left me. This is all shit. Like, you guys had a life together. You guys had 50, 60 something years together. Like, you guys built a family and you have shit. Like, this is what happened, man. You have to now go through it and get rid of it. And like, I don't. And then it was funny because we'd see her and she'd be like this, all sad. And then she'd be out with her friends and she wouldn't know we were there. And we'd be watching from afar and she's dancing and having a good time with her friends. And as soon as she saw us, she went, like, Andy's here.
Now you playing now.
Yeah. And it was like, what the fuck are you doing? And I would listen. I tell this to Amanda and everybody. Like, I don't care if you're my family, you're my friend, you're an acquaintance. If I think you're a piece of shit, I'm going to tell you you're a piece of shit. If I think you're wrong, I'm going to tell you you're wrong. I don't care. Right. Just because you're a family member of mine, just because you're a best friend of mine, just because you're a good friend of mine, if you're wrong, you're fucking wrong. And if you don't like my opinion, if you don't like my opinion, you don't want to talk to me about it, for it, that's on you. That's not on me.
Mm-hmm.
That's my opinion. If I get mad at you for your opinion, then that's on me, not on you, because that's your opinion. And that's, I get people telling me all the time that, me and Amanda move too quickly and everything like that. And it's like, well, are you with us 24/7? Do you know how we feel about each other? Do you know what we talk about? Do you know, the things that we tell each other and everything like that? No. So don't come at me because you've had shitty life experiences or because you feel like you have your own rules. That's you. You have your own boundaries. I have my boundaries. She has her boundaries. Your girl might have her boundaries. Everybody has their own boundaries and however they run their lives. But that's what makes each one of us who we are.
Yeah.
And, when you have, and we'll bring it back to this, when you have the news telling you how you should feel, instead of feeling the way that maybe doing your research and listening and seeing the real picture, when you have the news telling you what to do, you're the problem.
My wife says she's more likely to tell people off. More likely to tell people she loves than someone else. Tell somebody she loves off than someone else.
Yeah.
And that, she gets an attitude with me sometimes, and rightfully so. She also says drunken is an asshole. Not to me, but still an asshole. I am. I'm a dick.
Yeah.
I grew up that way. I was short. I was skinny all my life. Everybody picked on me. So the ones I care about are the ones I am really fucking nice to. The ones that I'll listen to. The ones I won't talk shit to. Those are those people. Yes.
Listen, if I don't,
those are the ones that are deserving, because those are the ones that aren't the pieces of shit.
if I don't play around with you, I don't fuck with you. Then if I just ignore
I'm
you,
gonna pick on you. I'm just not gonna be a dick. Like, I'm not gonna do it to hurt your fucking feelings. I'm not gonna do it to make you pissed off. I'm gonna do it as a joking manner. If you get pissed, hey, look, my bad. All right, I know where that boundary is now. Cool, let's go. But
I'm gonna joke with you no matter what. That's just me. And then I'm just gonna go, come on, it's just me. We're just having fun.
You told me to go fuck myself in the ass with a wooden spoon.
You were being a jerk off. You try to hit me with that wooden spoon. What do you want me to say? You try to hit me with a wooden spoon, so I told you to go fuck yourself in the ass with it, and it's not my fault.
Look, you can't point out that I'm the asshole here. You're the asshole for telling me to go fuck myself. Anyway.
But, yeah, I mean, but I mean, listen, a lot of time listen, to be honest with you, it's nice for you to get personal. I've never really heard you get personal. You just talk about all this other shit. And I kind of like deep diving into some, because I'm an open book. I tell my life the way it is, and it doesn't bother me. I don't understand people who like keep things reserved, and aren't honest about things in their life. Like I think that's one of my downfalls is people know too much about me and try sometimes to use it against me, but I don't give a shit. I mean, I live my life the way I live my life, and you don't like it, then that's
Right.
your problem, not my problem.
Speaking of living your life the way you want to live your life,
See? Segue.
Maricopa County can't live their life that way. Maricopa County hops on the Agenda 2030 bandwagon. Electric fire trucks and ghost-driven cars will be the new normal.
We can't have ghost guns, but we can have ghost cars. What the fuck?
Maricopa County has electric problems during the summer and winter.
You know what I didn't know was a thing? Fucking brownouts that are
Oh, come on. Continue reading. Leave me alone. What?
whatchamacallit, like brownouts that are scheduled.
Mhm.
I didn't know that. I had no fucking idea.
Look, they were talking about because of the snow problem in my area. Like, we got snowed in. We got a couple of inches of snow, which in my area is snowed in because we don't know how to fucking deal with it. We don't have snow plows. It doesn't happen. Like, this is the first time in 7 fucking years we've actually gotten snow.
Bro,
This is
Kansas
the-
has got 37 Mexicans on a major highway with fucking snowblowers. They don't have a fucking snowplow either. They got fucking 38 guys with fucking rock salt just throwing the, hey, mira, esta, mira, eh. And then they go run the fucking burrito place, which makes fucking, let me tell you, the Mexican food in fucking Topeka, Kansas is amazing. Amazing. Some of the best I ever had. But still, they got fucking leaf blowers and fucking rock salt, and they're just walking along the major highways. They got nothing.
Kohler says, don't worry, Drunk and I too have a height complex, but mine is reversed. I was a tall kid surrounded by short Hispanics. You can guess my childhood.
They have brown houses here in the summer.
I was a short kid. Like, everybody used to tell me they try to actually give me food because I was so short and skinny. Like, I would literally eat a large pizza from Domino's in one sitting by my damn self, just sit down and eat the whole damn thing, and I would still weigh no more than 100 fucking pounds soaking wet. That was me.
Remind me to choke you next time I see you. I had fucking 3 slices of pizza and gained 13 pounds. It was fucking annoying.
I can't do it now, dude. I'm almost fucking 40. I can't do it now. I can't have more than 2 or 3 before my stomach says, fuck you. Either that or I get badass heartburn.
Bro, we had a kid named Collins who we for football season, we'd go to the Chinese buffet on Wednesdays, and we do 4 quarters, and you'd get a full plate and you'd do 4 quarters. And Collins was 105-pound wrestler. And he would do 4 quarters plus overtime plus dessert. And I'm here struggling to get to halftime. And I'm 350 pounds dying over here. And Collins is just like,
It's an overactive thyroid thing. I mean, your metabolism runs so damn fast. Like, I ate more. I had a friend who at one point in time weighed probably around 300 or so pounds, right? He was a football player. Big dude. We'd order pizza every damn time. I'd order a pizza for myself. I'd eat the whole damn thing. He'd have 3 or 4 slices, and I'm asking for his pizza. No joke. It's like I was the fucking Flash with the metabolism of the Flash, where I have to just constantly fucking eat.
So I'm gonna tell a tiny bit of an embarrassing story. So growing up as a kid, I saw Home Alone 2, right? A Home Alone. And when Kevin said I'm gonna order a whole cheese pizza to myself, I was about almost a little bit the same age. I thought that was a great idea. So what did I do? I want to see 300. Oh, Joe, I can show. I'll show you a picture. Give me a sec. So what did I do? I went into my parents' change jar and I stole enough money to order an entire pizza while they were at work and my sister wasn't there, and I ordered it and had it shipped to myself. Boy, I got my ass kicked for stealing money from them.
Yeah, he says you should see. David says you should see England. 2 flakes of snow, trains start going back in time. Yeah, that's kind of what happens here. Like, we live next to a nuclear power plant who does no more than roughly around 40% capacity at most. Like, they were talking about they need to, maybe brownouts might happen, and like, how the fuck you're a nuclear power plant barely running 40% at most, and you're going to talk about rolling brownouts in this area? No. Absolutely fucking not. It didn't happen, but they were talking about it. As a matter of fact, going back to this, though, Maricopa County in Arizona recently had 2 significant events that showcase its commitment to the principles. Go away. Where was I? To the principles of the United Nations Agenda 2030. First, the deployment of Waymo's driverless cars on its freeway represents a leap forward in embracing autonomous vehicle technology. I don't know how much I trust that. Second, Mesa has taken a pioneering step by introducing the nation's first electric fire truck. These developments are reflective of Maricopa's dedicated pursuit of the UN's global vision. This commitment, irrespective of one of its stance in the UN initiative, positions Maricopa as the forefront of embracing the ideas of a utopian society envisioned in Agenda 2030. Now, what is Agenda 2030? Formerly known as the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, it's a global initiative adopted by United Nations members in 2015, aiming to achieve a better and more sustainable future for all through 17 sustainable goals, blah blah blah. We've gone really deep into this. If y'all want to, as a matter of fact, I'll go ahead and give you this link. I like Wrong Speak Publishing because they do really, really deep dives. Like, you know, Haley, we talked to Haley Kennington.
Yeah.
She writes for Wrong Speak Publishing. Dude, she does deep dives. Like, she spends a week on one story because she goes through everything. But yeah,
I love people who have the time to do that.
Go ahead and scroll out a little bit. Number 1 goal is no poverty. Number 2 is zero hunger. Number 3, good health and well-being. Quality education. Gender equality. Clean water and sanitation. Affordable and clean energy. Recent work and economic growth. Industry innovation and infrastructure. Reduced inequalities. Why do you have to go for gender equality, but then reduce inequality? Sir? Sustainable cities and communities, responsible consumption and production, climate action, life below water, life on land. I like how life on land is less important than life below water. You do realize we live above land, right? And peace and justice and strong institutions and partnership for the goals. All of this to say, ladies and gentlemen, you are the carbon they want to get rid of. But yeah, that's the Agenda 2030 kind of shit. Puts you in a fucking home, put you in your pod. You live in a pod, you eat the bugs, you do as we say, you'll own nothing, you'll be happy. That's the agenda. But Maricopa in Arizona is one of the nation's largest counties. One of the nation's largest counties. I can't read. I wanted to say countries. Including key cities like Phoenix, Scottsdale, Mesa, Chandler, and Glendale, is known for its dynamic blend of urban growth, cultural diversity, significant economic development. Maricopa County's Vision for 2030 plan, adopted in January of 2016, encompasses various key areas essential for the region's future development. The plan addresses important topics like land use, transportation, environment, economic growth, future growth, open space, water resource, energy, blah, blah, blah. It aims to create a vibrant and strong communities through orderly development, focusing on a healthy environment and economy. I don't like the way they say orderly development. I really don't. Like, orderly development by whose standards? Because think of it this way. Okay. As a city grows, you designate like commercial, industrial, residential, things like that. You have like higher density commercial, high end density industrial, residential, things like that. Other than that, it develops as it's supposed to. Like businesses come in and the businesses leave and more businesses take their place and things like that. What is orderly to the people that want to control every aspect of your life?
You will follow the orders that they tell you. You will do what they tell you to do.
Are you talking about your 15-minute cities? Is that what you want? Because look, I used to be a city kid. I wanted to be in cities. Now I want you to get the fuck away from me. I want to live out. I want to take 20, 30 minutes to go to fucking Walmart. I don't go to Walmart anymore as much as I can avoid it. But I want to take that time to go there to prepare me mentally for the mental retardation I'm about to walk into. Where everybody literally stands around in the aisles talking to each other and then looking at a product for 5 minutes before putting it in their basket, thinking they're going to buy it, and then walk 10 feet and put it back. No. All right? I'm going to walk into Walmart, get what the fuck I need, and get the hell out. I spend 20, 30 minutes in Walmart for 2 items because I'm dodging these stupid ass people.
Are you following me in Walmart, by the way? Do you have a camera on me?
No, it's just everywhere. That's the way it is everywhere. It's like Walmart is the retardation magnet. It's like, maybe that's what that circle is for. It's like brain loading, you know, the Walmart sign there. Maybe that's just like the symbol for everybody's brain load. I don't know. I really don't.
I have to make sure what I'm getting at Walmart is what I want, okay? Sometimes you just got to stand in the middle of the aisle and just be like, do I really want this? Do I really need this? What else am I going to do?
You are the problem in society. If you don't know what you need when you go to Walmart, you are the problem in society.
Listen, I have a shirt.
I could understand if it was Best Buy. I would understand.
I have a shirt that says Born to Roam.
You are the problem in society. No, but it's just that way.
Here's what Amanda was talking about. Fat me with tips.
Me and Davey need to go shopping together. You guys would never fucking leave Dollar General. Baby.
Here, Rich.
What? Oh.
Fat Davey with tips.
That don't even look like you.
Yeah, that's me.
That doesn't even look... Okay. Not all that wonder or lost except for Davey. But no, I do have the question, like the orderly development. Who decides what the order is in that?
The government.
It just like you see with the kids now, you know, the kids in schools. Hey, if somebody wants to put on high heels and act like they're somebody else, apparently they're trans, cut off their dick. Is that the orderly you're talking about?
The one where if you don't allow your kid to get a sex change, that the state can take them away from you. That
California. Yeah. Oh, there's also Maine is now going that way too. Yeah. Maine can take your kids. If your kid says, "Hey, I feel like a girl," because they're pretending, and you don't say, "Okay, you're my girl," they take them from you. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I just sing and dance to the music. What? Music Brothers bothers me the most at these stores. It's too loud. Can't even think. Look, we don't have music in our stores. Like in Walmart, we don't have music because all you hear is if it isn't people on speakerphone walking through the fucking aisles.
Yeah, I try not
with
to
their
do that.
conversations, screaming at each other with stupid shit. If it isn't that, it's motherfuckers turning their cart sideways in the middle of the fucking aisle, talking to their neighbor that they can see in about 30 minutes if they get the fuck out. You know? These motherfuckers will park their cart in the middle of the aisle and then walk away instead of pulling it off to the side and letting people pass. You just stop your cart in the middle of the aisle and walk away. Or they'll just stop in the middle of the aisle and back up without looking.
Look at this picture.
Okay, that looks like you.
I was a fat mess.
Yeah.
I was a fat mess.
Yeah. But Virginia says that if you are a furry in school, they will call animal control. Yeah, that is the thing.
Excuse me, we got to put this animal down. This animal's got to be put down.
You really live in a homestead yet? Oh, it's coming. Look, California has always been like the prototype for everything else in this country. California was doing this, starting to go this route just a few fucking years ago. Look, he's already shoving his face full of Oreos.
Yeah, I'm hungry.
Yeah.
I'm a fat kid.
I'm hungry too. But no, California was starting to go this route not too long ago. They started all this shit. Now these 15-minute cities, these autonomous drive, which, okay, I will admit, not too long ago, Huntsville, Alabama was rated one of the top 10 cities, one of the top 10 safest cities to drive in. We're in fucking trouble. Every single day on 565, every single day there was at least 5 accidents. 3 of them always happen in the same exact fucking spot. At least 5. Now there are more. Not to mention when we got snowed in. What was it, baby? There was like how many? Baby. How many was it that during the little snowstorm thing? Oh, it was 250 because there was snow on the ground. Okay. It still doesn't matter. We were rated as one of the safest cities to drive in. Well, we're close to it. Safest cities for drivers to live in, which whatever, but still. I mean, it's really okay. So when he comes back, it's really disturbing that we actually had that kind of that moniker for a while. And when it snowed not too long ago, and we still got snow on the ground, snow on the roads, and everything like that. We had 250 wrecks in this week alone. Like we're not safe drivers, okay? Around here, it's if we were voted that way, if we were rated that way, not too long ago, the rest of you, I question your ability to fucking drive. I question your cognitive function on all of this. Like I went out to Arizona one time, and it was for work. 3-lane road on one side, just 3 lanes on one side. Nobody around me. I'm in the middle lane. All right. This dude pulls out of this this gas station, gets in the middle lane right in front of me, makes me slam on my brakes. Nobody around. Why the fuck did you need to do that? But yet here we are. I'm driving around doing about 50 miles an hour, the speed limit. All of a sudden, dude pulls out right in front of me. Nobody around on a 3-lane road. There was no reason for you to pull out in front of me. You made me slam on my brakes. And then you just mosey on at like 30 miles an hour down the fucking road. Stop it. I literally do. I question people's mental capacities when it comes to driving and things like that. But with this little wrong speak publishing thing here, let me bring it back up for you guys. Apparently there we go. I got to put it back. But it just goes further. It's like I said, the orderly part I'm questionable on. Focusing on a healthy environment and economy. Like I was listening right before I even tried to throw together everything we needed to just start this show real quick. Like I was listening to the Culture War where they were talking about like, okay, we are still in an ice age. Me and Polar were actually having a conversation about that. We're still coming out of the last ice age. There is a trending period of warming and cooling. It's a thing. This happens. This is a cycle on this fucking planet. We have glaciers in tropical areas on mountains. Okay? This climate change bullshit, it's to force you to get in line with this kind of thing. That's all it is. It's to force you to fall in line to do what they say out of fear. Because if you're not afraid, you're not going to listen when they tell you you can't go more than 10, 15 minutes. And that only has to be in your city. Or, what was that story about that wall? The reflective wall
Oh,
of people
yeah. In Iran
Dubai
or something like that?
Yeah, it was somewhere around there. Like, they're going to shove all the population in a 250-mile wall. No. Fuck you. I don't want to be around that many retards. I will lose my mind. I'm retarded. And I'm calling everybody else retards. Retards. See what I mean?
Bro, did you see so I saw a clip, and I've said this for a long time too. Everything I've said forever is coming true. You remember Demolition Man, right?
Oh yeah.
Dennis Leary goes on and on about how the government wants to do everything that they're doing today. He called it in Demolition Man.
Uh-huh.
He said, "Oh, I just want a fat, juicy burger with some bacon on it and all this, and you can't eat it now because it's illegal." It's like, holy shit. It's becoming, and I didn't know that 3 seashells was a bidet until a couple years ago. I had no fucking idea. I didn't know. I thought they wiped their ass with 3 different seashells. I had no idea. Listen.
You thought people wiped their ass with seashells.
I don't know. I didn't know what the 3 seashells was. I thought maybe you wiped your ass with one of the seashells and then you cleaned it off and then you wiped your ass with another one of the seashells and then the other seashell was to dry yourself. I have no idea. Fan your asshole. I don't know. I didn't know what the 3 seashells. I was like Arnold, whatever, Sylvester Stallone in the movie. Like, I didn't know. I would sit there, just start cursing at a thing and just be like, I gotta wipe my ass. You dirty fucking bitch, dude, cunt, fag, fucker, dick sucker, fuck. And that'd be like, and I'd use that to wipe my ass. But I had no idea.
I can't really say anything. You know how long it took me for me to understand what the word is when you assume you make an ass out of you and me? You know how long it took me to understand that completely? When you assume, ASSUME, you make an ass, ASS, out of you and me.
That's
son of a bitch. Look,
that's
I can't say much.
That's how I know how to spell assume. Ass out of you and me. That's how I like when I have to spell Mississippi, I spell it or Cincinnati, Ohio. Remember Babes in Toyland? Cincinnati. Cincy. They call it Cincinnati. That's the only reason I know how to spell Cincinnati. That's it.
Well, I mean, that I can understand, but it took me 26 fucking years of my life to understand what that assume means. Okay.
And once
And
again,
all because I spelled it out on a piece of paper and I was like, you make an ass out of you and me. Wait,
once
fuck my life for 26 fucking years?
but do you understand? This is why I say this. If we can
her
see
ass.
Yeah. meant her ass meant if we can see the stupid shit that's going on and we just figured this shit out, don't you think there's a problem? Don't you think there is a giant problem where I didn't know what the fucking 3 seashells was and he didn't know how to spell assume?
Well,
and we can see all this shit that's going on around us. Like, get the hint, folks.
Yes, but there's they were talking about that on the Culture War podcast. Like, go ahead and watch that, dude. Watch that episode that came out today because they're talking about climate change and all that and everything. And they're talking about, I was feeling bad for Davey until Rich started talking. Well, I'm here to just back him up, apparently. But no, like they were talking about how, the magnetic poles of the earth are shifting. And this has been recorded over time. It's been recorded for at least more than a decade now. And you remember that story about birds just falling out of the sky, fish doing weird things and everything. And it's because of their magnet. Maybe, like, if you put a giant magnet next to your head, people say they feel God's presence. Maybe it's because the magnetic poles are shifting and it's causing other people to be retarded. And somehow we're just not, we're immune to it a little bit,
Because we're
subtle shifting.
We have an extra half a chromosome. Not a full, just a half of that chromosome. It doesn't affect us.
If you took a certain jabby jab,
you lost a half a chromosome, apparently.
More than that. But yeah, like it could be, that actually could be a thing. Like magnetic field is changing and people are getting stupid because of it.
It still freaks me out, the realization that like of them putting RNA and partially, and they never took out the full.
Okay,
DNA
hold on. We're still on YouTube with this, so be careful.
That they didn't pull, like they didn't pull all the DNA out. That it makes sense that some things happened.
Yeah,
because it makes sense. You're like, wait a minute, and it still freaks me out. Like, oh shit, yeah, like. When you have partial of something else in your body that's not that's trying to change it, like it still fucking freaks me out, man. It really does. I think about that every once in a while. Like somebody else is inside. Like, man.
Let's put it this way: what happens when you get a splinter that you can't dig out? Your body eventually rejects it and pushes it out.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what happens when that is within your DNA? That's the problem.
It's still, I think about that every once in a while and I'm like, holy shit.
I'm glad. I'm 100% glad when they were just like, okay, so everybody on the Arsenal wants us to get the vaccines. We can't get on there until we do. And I stood up and said, fuck you. Not doing it. Oh, are you an anti-vax? No. I got more vaccines than you do. I've left the country. No. This one's new. I don't know what it does. And then apparently, some of the people that actually had the jab that I work with, yeah, they're not doing so well. My old boss has some of the, well,
hey, but
he has APS.
They got burgers and fries.
He has APS. Like I said, when I started chasing that rabbit hole, I told him, I gave him everything. I said, this isn't the end of it yet. I'm still not done chasing it yet. Go get yourself checked. 3 months later, he said, you were right.
Listen, a couple people won $1 million. I mean, they didn't last long enough to spend it and the government got it back, but they won $1 million.
Right.
Organ transplant recipients are given meds to stop that very thing from happening. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
And the same drug that they wanted to ban, HCQ, The same drug that they wanted to ban is the same drug used for the treatment of APS. Anyway, we're going to get ourselves thrown off. We continue down that road.
Yeah, by the way, we got a strike on me and Mama J got a strike yesterday for and you know what the funny thing is? You know what I named it? We didn't see this coming. We didn't see that strike coming. So it was
That's
perfect.
why you got it.
Me and Mama J just sitting there talking about mental health and stuff like that. And it was like, and then we got a strike. I was like, holy shit. Like, it's you can't, once again, and YouTube is not a private company. So let's just throw that right out the fucking window.
No, they're not.
X is a private company.
They are off the market. You cannot buy or trade any of their stock.
YouTube is a company that is on the public stock exchange that has a board of trustees with a bunch of people. So they're not a private company. So you can't say that, oh, they're your private company. They can do whatever they want. No. They have a board of trustees. So
I can't say Polar Bear's comment on YouTube, but yes, when I heard of a certain type of jab, I'll admit all I thought was we have no idea how our chromosomes work, and they want to fuck with it to stop a certain respiratory virus that somehow became a vascular disease. Like, that's fucking weird. But anyway, we were talking about how Maine wanted to Maine's going after the child thing here. Check this out, guys. Breaking. New proposed bill in Maine says the state can take custody of a kid if the parents oppose sex change surgery and the chemical castration of their kids. Tomorrow, a committee will decide if this bill moves forward. And this was, when was this? January 16th. So that's, a couple of days ago. I got to follow up on this to see what happened with it. But yeah, it says right here, the bill authorizes a court to take temporary jurisdiction because a child has been unable to obtain gender-affirming health care or gender-affirming mental health care. The bill prohibits the court from considering the taking or retention of a child from a person who has legal custody of the child if the taking or retention was for obtaining gender-affirming health care or gender-affirming mental health care for the child. The bill prohibits a healthcare practitioner, healthcare facility, or state-designated statewide health information exchange from releasing medical information related to a person or entity allowing a child to receive gender-affirming health care or gender-affirming mental health care in response to a criminal or civil action. In other words, if you don't say your kid is the opposite sex and cut off their genitalia, they can take it from you. They can do it. And they don't have to release anything, any medical information to you or anybody else about what they've done to your kid. You thought California was bad?
Fucking Maine?
Maine took it to a whole new fucking level. They're saying they don't have to tell you shit about your kid now. I'm going to put you on full screen because I got to pee real quick. Tell me what you think.
Fucking Maine. Maine. They're doing this in Maine. I don't know what else to think. But I'm just going to go out and say, Sports Illustrated entire staff told they're getting laid off. Listen, Sports Illustrated is no longer Sports Illustrated. Just like ESPN is no longer ESPN. I'm sorry. I'm going to say it. Worst fears are coming true. Yeah. They're going to just take your kids. So I remember, I was going to go into something, and it made me think of something. They took a kid in Jersey whose name was Adolf Hitler. It was his middle name. I forget. I think Adolf Hitler Williams, I think was the kid's name. But the state took the kid because his parents named him that. Parents are allowed to, and the only reason why they found out that out is because they went to Walmart, where Rich loves, to get a birthday cake with the kid's name on it. And DHS or whoever, CPS, CPMS, MSNBC, whatever, decided that because they named their kid Adolf Hitler, they were going to take him. And then they said it was because of a long history of child neglect and all this stuff. But they didn't do anything. They didn't do anything before that. But because the kid's name was Adolf Hitler and somebody at Walmart decided to turn them in, that's when Child Protective Services stepped in and was just like, we're taking your kids.
Nobody stepped in at birth?
No, not the abuse, or not the physical abuse that the kid was enduring. It was the Adolf Hitler name that got them turned in finally.
I mean, nobody even stepped in when they were trying to name the kid at birth and put it on the birth certificate. You want to name him Adolf Hitler?
Listen, if you saw the two people, you'd go, yep, they would name him Adolf Hitler.
I remember that story. But I mean, seriously, like, there should be absolutely, and I think, wasn't it Kamala Harris who said that you don't have the rights to your kids?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's everybody's kids or some shit like that. I'm sorry, I don't have kids myself, but everybody around me does, and I will fight tooth and nail for those people to raise their kids the way they want to. Davey, you do your thing. However, there comes a point to where I say, yeah, we should step in. Gender affirming care is not one of them. If you are beating your kids, step in. If you are trying to raise your kids to be some fucked up ass individuals, step in.
Listen,
But
I don't know about that. If you're raising your
dick, no.
If you're raising your kids to be assholes, hey, you have the right to raise your kids to be assholes. When you're trying to castrate your child or lop their tits off or giving them hysterectomies, I mean, look at the girl Chloe.
Chloe Cole.
Yeah, Chloe Cole. Like, these kids don't know when they're young. They don't even know in their 20s.
Jazz Jennings. His mom started at 2 years old. That I don't even know what to call. I'm not even going to try to be a dick, but
neither is Jazz.
Yeah. But I mean, you take a child, like, what was it? It was that movie Undefeated. There's a line in there where, one of the guys asks, how you raise this guy to be such a badass fighter? And he looks at him and says, you get them while they're young. The possibilities are endless. You take a child as incredibly young who can be anything, who can be molded into anything. You cut off their life, you cut off everything that they are. They grow up and then realize everything that you said, that everything that you push for them. I mean, everybody goes through this. What your parents wanted for you, you decided nope, and now you don't know who the fuck you are. Imagine that on a deeply biological level, where you realize, hey, I'm supposed to be a guy. I no longer have anything that makes me a guy other than my genetics, as far as that goes. My entire life is a lie, and I was raised that way. And you wonder why it's damn near a 50% unalive rate within transgenders after.
Women can't have choices, but kids can. How is that okay?
I mean, that's true.
Yeah. Well, I said it. I don't know if I said it last week.
But then again, hold on. Women do have the choice to go ahead and kill the kid before birth. But after that, it's the kid's choice. Like, seriously?
Listen, I don't know where I said it, but it pisses me off. The whole topic just boils my blood, and I can go on for hours. So fucking stupid. Yeah. I don't want to tell stories, but it pisses me off. Growing up, right? We were always told you can do that when you're an adult. You can do that when you're an adult. You're an adult. When you're an adult, you can do whatever you want. When you're an adult, you can do whatever you want. When you're an adult, you can do whatever you want. You're a kid, you can't do this. You're a kid, you can't do this. And now, as we're the adults, we're being told by children what the fuck we can and can't do? Are you serious?
Yeah. Kids who haven't even decided what their favorite color is, nor finished picking their nose.
I mean, you have Greta Thunberg really lecturing people at the age of fucking 13 about climate change?
How dare you?
You barely started fucking bleeding and you're going to talk about climate change?
God. Damn it. Like, how?
I just, I'm going to use, it boils my fucking blood that we were like, I heard one time somebody said, what was it? Banning steak because a child with no teeth choked on steak is the dumbest idea ever. And that's what we're doing.
Yeah. But
we're allowing these kids to make the decision for adults. And you've got the adults going, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Timmy. Go ahead. Have you seen some of the pictures? They're grotesque of when they take the skin off to make certain new body parts.
Yeah. If you haven't seen those videos, don't go looking for them.
Dude, they pop up on X like the picture. I saw a picture of this poor kid. He had from here to his wrist was completely off, and it looked like paper mache was just holding blood back.
Yeah.
They're doing this to your children, and you're allowing this, you sick fucks? You're allowing them to it starts with not manipulate. Fuck. To just take pieces of your child's skin off to make body parts that don't even fucking work. You're allowing your child to get body parts taken off of them for you. For fucking you. It's not the kid's decision. Once again, you're making this decision. You're a sick, twisted individual who's making this decision. The kid's still shitting his pants. You're like, well, he's playing with a Barbie doll. He's a girl.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really, really fucked up.
Well, I mean, she wanted to. Women don't have a choice. I can't remove my productive organs without having a psych evaluation and 10 years worth of crossing red tape, and then I have to be a certain age.
Yeah, and apparently that age is before 18?
17 or 17. What a fucking great improv skills, Dave. Fucking wonderful. 13?
13, yes.
Yeah, Amanda, we had a conversation. Amanda wanted to get that taken out. She wanted to get her stuff taken out, and they told her absolutely not until her third child.
Yep, that's the thing.
They wouldn't let her do it,
and they won't let you do it if you don't have kids as an adult, because you might want to have kids later on.
Yeah,
but if you're a kid,
and I'm so sick of the word, the fucking word economy or whatever, the word fucking the words that they trick you into using. They're like, well, no, it's not gender reassignment, third child or after 45. It's not gender affirming care. It's gender affirming care. It's not trans. We're not transitioning children. It's gender affirming care. So what does that entail? Oh, we talk to them and let them, express themselves if they feel a certain way, and then we start to give them medications. Oh, so you start to transform them. That's not
from the inside out. Yes.
That's not what we do. You're giving them medications so that way they don't achieve erections. You're chemically castrating them as children. But, this is what they want. This is what they want, or their parent has told them that they wanted this.
Well, most of the puberty blockers, my wife is, yeah, most of the puberty blockers that they use for this kind of thing are actually the chemicals that they use for chemical castration, like Lupron. Lupron is used for chemical castration. It is also a puberty blocker that they give to children.
And once again, puberty blockers are for certain children.
Yeah.
You know, children who are going to premature.
Precocious puberty, which is what my wife went through. At 10 years old, she was fucking C-cup. Yeah.
Your wife's stacked. Your wife
Yeah.
Your wife. Listen, your wife is just as tall as she is laying down as she is standing up sometimes.
She was 5'10", C-cup at 10 years old.
Jesus, Christmas Carol.
Yeah, she went through precocious puberty.
Yeah.
Puberty
and that's
blockers
fine.
are used to stop that,
Yeah,
not to stop somebody who feels like they want to put on a dress.
Medications are used to help situations, not to encourage situations. I ate too many Doritos, and now my stomach is like, "Hey, no, this is not what we're doing right now."
But yeah, to have the law come in though, in that situation, to have a state sit there and say we can and will take your kids if you don't call them Zers and Bug Self. We've gone way too fucking far.
But don't you think all of this is tied in all together? Like, you think about it. They're taking children and not allowing them to reproduce, right? Then they're taking combustion engines so that way you can do battery-powered cars. So that way now you're stuck eventually because the battery cars aren't going to work at a certain time. So now you're stuck where you are. And now in comes the 15-minute cities. And now the population that they're so gravely talking about that's overpopulated and we're overpopulated, now all of a sudden your kids are no longer able to reproduce. So
Hold on. No. That makes no sense compared to what they're fucking saying, because they're saying, you remember how they were telling women, hey, don't have kids, get a career first, settle down in your life, be prepared, and then you can have kids, which usually comes around that age when women are more likely to die from childbirth. Now they're complaining about a low birth rate. Now they're saying that we need illegals into this country because we're not having babies at the rate of people that are dying. It's a little like almost like this shit was planned. You told people not to reproduce. You told people not to have kids, and then the population still started to increase. Then you bring in sterilization, and then you flood the country with illegals. Which brings up the next topic. Ladies and gentlemen, you're definitely going to want to go ahead and go to Rumble. I will link that. Control-C. Or you can go to... Let me close this screen right here real quick as soon as I figure out where to... Okay, there it is. Or you can go to my Twitter/X, Twix, Twit, whatever. We're right there as well. We got something we need to talk about. I'm damn sure YouTube's not going to like this. You're about to hear our own government admit that this border crisis that we've been seeing, this flood of illegals, is actually a policy of Joe Biden. The death and destruction from fentanyl and the things that are illegals are doing to people. It is a policy of our administration that is running this country right now. The links are there. You have 3 minutes. We'll see you in a bit. Ladies and gentlemen, the mainstream narrative has become cancerous to society. Currently, there is no known cure, but doses of other treatments have shown some promising results. Off-label use has been authorized.